Good evening, everyone, and welcome to CMK After Dark, CMK Ladies Lounge. Sorry about that. Yeah, let's get it going. Hey, Kia, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. So, hey, lovely people. It is your girl, Kia Simone, coming to you straight from the 313. And you already know it's all love.
It's all love. I love that. Tonight we're going to be talking about dating and how are we in dating? So but first, you know how we do. I put the questions in the chat already. But first, you know what? Key is gonna do the opening.
Wait. So that's supposed to do
Let's
the
break some
icebreaker.
ice with some convo on the rocks.
You roll. Sorry
Y'all,
about
I
that.
just sprung that on her. Sorry about that.
That's okay. So the first iceberg, y'all know this is my favorite part. It's just like a little something to break the ice. So, um, first one, what is your most irrational fear? So I was sharing with Crystal prior to the show because we was like kind of chatting it up prior, and I told her that I am afraid of mice. Okay, it could be a dead mouse, an alive mouse. I don't care. I don't like mice. You know, it's a cat next door, and I don't know if he felt like he was bringing me a treasure, but he brought me a mouse. And I was like, okay. I went next door and I was like, knocking on the door, like, can y'all get your cat and this mouse? They were like, it's your mouse now. No, your cat brought me a mouse. I'm scared of mice. It's that element because they get into stuff, Crystal. You never know.
Mhm.
Once they get in, it's like you don't never know where they're gonna be. So I don't like mice at all. I promise you. I was telling Crystal like I had a situation 3 years ago where one got in my house, and I always heard that if there's one, there's a whole family. So I think that's the irrational fear that I'm sitting here. I told Crystal I was trying to move out. I own my house, but I was trying to think where I was gonna go.
Y'all, she said I picked up the dog and I said, let's get us to
Yes,
safety.
I picked the dog up and I said, we got to get to safety. Now, y'all know I was desperate if I called the husband. She said, well, why you didn't call the exterminator? I said, because it was at nighttime. So I had to call somebody that could come, like 911. Okay. And then when the mouse, he didn't catch, I didn't catch it at night. So the next morning, he got caught on the glue trap or whatever, and he was making noises. And I told Crystal I had to leave until someone came because I was in fear.
You know what? I love this question, but Kia said irrational fear. And that's the weird thing is like, as far as an irrational fear, we were watching Mavs right now, and old boy has bed bugs. And I know that they travel with you. I know that they're so tiny that you can't even see them. And I think and I know how much they like can multiply. And I feel like that would be my fear. Like being that I was born in the South, raised in LA, but raised in California. Um, but like we have my mother in South Carolina has this huge pond down the street from her house, big sign that says alligators. Like, don't come close. Like, and if somebody wanted to come, and I see these little kids playing in the pond and fishing, and I'm like, why is the 6-year-old over there fishing in the pond where a big sign says alligators? Like, and so I see, I watch Tony Baker in these videos about the alligators, like, will come up to your house and stuff like that. So that's what I'm afraid of. Like, I feel like large, just scary animals, that type of thing. That's
I
my
don't
no.
think it's irrational. I think it's just because it's the element of surprise. Like I said,
Mhm.
for me, like I don't like the whole, like because a mouse can get anybody, you said, or the bed bugs. They multiply. You thinking about you got
Dude.
your bed, your couch, your everything. You just like this is too much. So I, like I said, that's just my. And you say, it's irrational because people like, especially a man, he'll be like, "Why are you scared? It's a little bitty mouse. That's all it is a little mouse. You are in control of this situation." Like that's what the husband tried to tell me. He was like, "Well, I'll be there in a minute." When it got caught on the trap. No, you need to come now. Like
Right.
now, me and the dog are trying to escape to safety.
And like rats, like I seen the movie Ben, like, and they have like this, okay, Michael Jackson sings a nice, sweet song, and I'm like, that rat looks like the size of a cat. Like those things, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a huge fear, like that type of thing. But one thing the kid just said, she's afraid of caves. And I was like, that is that then now that makes more sense. I'm not necessarily afraid of caves, but I said, now that's a fear. Like if you go to like they have these like tours of caves, and I'm like, I don't know why. Well,
I
I
think
gotta know
more
who's around
so
me.
it's the irrational. Like for me, like I don't like, I guess, the unknown. I think that's what is more
Mm,
so for me. Like, so when I say caves, because it's all dark in there, you don't know if someone's gonna touch you or what the thing is. So I don't do haunted houses. So even like when I went on a cruise, now I do not like cruises, but I went on a cruise like right before the pandemic, Christmas cruise. I don't like the darkness where you can't see anything. So I had a balcony room and that just all the darkness and you can't see anything. I didn't like that. So that's like a fear also because it just felt like I was gonna fall. I don't know. I wouldn't sit on my balcony at night because I was scared that I was gonna be one of them people that was come up missing.
right. That's a real fear. Like, and I watch the ID channel way too much. I'm like, who's around me? Like,
It
yeah.
wasn't anyone on the balcony with me because I was in the room by myself, but it was just the point that I was like, I shouldn't go on this balcony. Now, in the daytime, because I could see, I was okay. So that's another fear. I don't like complete darkness.
I agree with you on that.
So,
That's
hey,
so
Ellen. Hey, we on lock. Hey, high
yeah,
vibe. Hey.
high vibes.
So, what are
Y'all,
your,
thank you.
irrational fears? High vibe says she don't like swimming in natural waters. Yeah, I don't do oceans either because I'd be scared. I'll be,
Right. You don't know who's gonna come out and bite you.
I'd
Like,
be scared.
oh boy, just trying to keep you.
I'd be scared like it's on the current gonna come and they drag me away because like Hawaii, oh my gosh, those waves will not. I was walking on the beach trying to take a selfie. One of them waves like came and bumped me upside the head. It was funny because my friends was like, I seen it coming, but I couldn't warn you. And like that wave was big. Like that was like some like when they do the what's the it was just big. It hit me upside the head, okay? Literally. It was a big wave.
That's funny. She said, "Bump me upside the head." The wave came and bumped you upside the head. Um, the next question is, what do you like? I know this answer. On a plane, do you prefer the window or the aisle seat? I'm definitely window seat.
I'm
I
window
need I
also.
need a window seat because I fall asleep on planes. Like I don't even mind flying, but give me a pillow, window seat. As soon as the air pressure hits, I'm fast asleep and I don't wake up until right before we land. Like I need a window seat. And
Yeah,
yeah,
I try to pick a window seat, and that's just so I can have like that. I don't have that person. I only have to deal with one person.
that too.
Yeah. So that's the reason why. Like it's okay looking out the window or whatever, but most time I'm sleepy anyway. So that's that. So we
He
don't like said he made a statement. He said that he don't like talking about fears because whatever I'm fearful of will come to life. Well, Lord Jesus, I pray every day that a mouse don't get in my house. I prayed all summer or fall. So I listen. It be serious.
you know what? And that's another thing. I try not to drink yeah, before I get on the plane because I know that I will have to go to the bathroom because I drink a lot of water. Girl,
So
y'all, I
high
lost
five.
10
I'm
pounds.
curious.
I
Now,
lost 10 pounds. So I
I
just wanted to all this
did.
water. I said I can't.
So I like the airplane potty. I even for long flights, I try to go to the bathroom before I get on there and try not to drink a lot of water because I feel like I'm closed in them little small bathrooms. So even if I have to go, I'll be like, I
That's
can
very
hold
true.
it. I can hold it because those little bathrooms are something. Then when you flush, that
That's very true. They're super tiny. I'm trying to think of the last song I listened to. Wait a minute. The last song I listened to was "Love" from Music Soul Child, and
okay.
I
So was
know
that
that
because
for
of
a
the
fact.
battle? Was that because of the battle?
Yes, because
Okay.
the verses, and then um after it, y'all know I watch Here's the Thing with Kev on stage, and they were going through different um Music Soul Child. He said that he knows more Music Soul Child, and so I was like, let me pull that up. So we pulled up Love from Music Soul Child, and then so those are the two last songs I listened to.
So my buddy said we sounding real scary right now. But that's okay. I'll be scary, Trey Mac, because I'm just
That's
telling you. I would call you in Atlanta and be like, "Can you come get this mouse? Somebody now, like now." So listen, I ain't scared to say what I'm afraid of. Okay.
Trey Mack,
Now,
you in the A? Okay. Because they got big water bugs out here somewhere. I
so let's
haven't had
go
them yet.
here. Last song that I listened to, yes, Mimi, her hair is looking the bomb.
Oh,
I
thank
told
you.
her thebomb.com. Okay, so the last song I listened to, y'all know I am a Mary fan, okay? So I've been listening to Rent Money, okay? Y'all, if you haven't heard it, you gotta listen to it because all Mary songs I be relating to because I be like, yeah, I remember when somebody tried to get me for a couple of dollars, she was just like Rent Money. Mm-hmm. So that's the last thing I listened to.
Hmm.
Okay.
Thank you, Mimi. Y'all have been seeing me. I've had a hat on. I've had like this. It's been going through a transition. So, but yeah, that's what music was the last one I listened to.
Okay. She said that's a
I love new music, so I'm gonna have to look that up. I'm gonna have to look that up.
Okay, so tonight, Crystal's going to introduce us to the topic.
So yeah, we were, you know what, and I just saw Ready to Love. Y'all know we watch it for, and then Sunday we're gonna do our review. But oh, thank you, Ellen. You just did up. Yes, y'all, I had to, but and so the topic tonight is how to date. And do we know how to date? Are we as women are we being too not for the word's not forceful, but are we leading with our sexuality? Are we putting ourselves out there when we should leave room for mystery? That's what I thought of. So, and um Kia, and I know that Kia is doing her new show with Corey, which I love. And they kind of touched on it on Wednesday night. So let's talk about it. Ladies, I know we got Trey Mack in the live, thank goodness. So I really want a man's opinion on this because ladies, and Kia and I are in a different age range. So I think we need to have standards. And I think that we need to, instead of just putting ourselves out there for every guy, like pick your one person and be intentional. Are we doing just do we know how to date? Do we know how to say, okay, I like him and I'm going to, be nice and interested, but I'm not going to be, like out there saying, see me, love me, so let's get it going, Kia. What do you think?
So I think this go around, I'm gonna be awesome and amazing. Because I'm learning a lot. I'm like listening, to what men are saying. I'm like really like, intentional. And when you basically like you said we're in a different age, bracket. we so our little window is a little smaller. So you have to be intentional. So it's like I don't have time to waste. So I don't think that we just so much like feel desperate. So we're at that point, and not saying well some it's not it's not necessary for us. I feel like if love come, it comes. If it don't, it don't. But I'm not gonna just try to force it. I think that's where I'm at. So I'm okay with being by myself. But if I'm with someone, I think it will be an added bonus. So again, when I do find Mr. Right, I just think it's gonna be amazing because I've learned a lot from Trey Mack, Corey, Sean, Kojo. I've learned a lot from these guys. You're muted.
Sorry. Y'all knew I was going to do that at least once. But I don't know how to date. I come off unavailable sometimes. And do we know that balance? Do we know the balance between coming off unavailable and available? Do we know that balance to say come off interested but not unavailable, or but leave room for mystery?
I'm
Still,
about to switch my rings off because I was coming off as unavailable. I didn't realize I have a ring on
Mhm.
the wrong finger. Um, ah, Trey Rock got how he have to edit himself because he must be about to be bad. So I just think that like you come off. I don't come off like try to come off like you just don't want to be bothered. You know what I'm saying? So I'm open for conversation. So if I tell I used to didn't do this in the past, but if you smell good, you smell good. Like and it's not overly like flirting. But I'm like,
Hmm.
okay, I smell you. You smelling good.
Right.
Okay. So like I'd have mentioned something. Okay, now when I open the door for you, it's your decision to walk on in. I'm not gonna go pursue you and chase you. But if I'm kind of giving you like that, open door, like if I don't want to be bothered, or any woman, she wouldn't say nothing to you. So if I said, okay, a nice haircut, like I noticed that you just got lined up, like, oh, okay. So stuff like that.
I agree. I agree. It's like we have to, see, that's how we've always been, though. I've always been like, "Hi, how are you doing?" and pleasant and approachable. But after that, um, are we coming off too thirsty? And I just pinned,
I
yeah,
like
I
what
pinned high vibes coming.
that
That's
kind.
what I wanted to go back
You
to high vibes said.
are hungry. So I think that is what works for me is because following, the break of my marriage, I didn't go out and date immediately. I got to know myself. I did the work. So, I didn't, come off like so now it's like it's a bonus. It's not like I'm thirsty. So sometimes people feel like they gotta jump into a relationship or they're scared of being alone, that fear, and that's when it comes off as thirsty. So no, I'm not coming off as thirsty. And yeah, so Crystal, she loves Lee. She must have ran to the bathroom. You're muted again.
I'm back, y'all. I'm back.
Okay, so that's my
So I agree. You know what? It's I know that balance between coming out. Don't go shopping on an empty stomach, and then next thing you know, you just picking up stuff. You just picking up the stuff, thirsty and hungry and everything. But we have to find that balance. And honestly, if we're been out of practice, sometimes just like find a new job, you got to have a lot of different interviews before that one that you're just like, hey, I got this. So I just feel like sometimes are we out of practice? And
well, I'm way out of practice there, Krista. So I mean, but I think it's like riding a bike. It never gets old. You know what I'm saying?
mhm,
It's natural. So, again, because I said, I don't think that you would force anything. When you see stuff is not right, you like, okay, before you may be like ignoring the red signs, but because where you're at in your life. And for me, it's like I have too much to lose and too much going on for myself to just waste time on stuff that that's not going nowhere. Like when we was talking the other day about the guy with 9 kids, they probably thought I was joking, but I was for real, for real. He had 9 kids. I don't have time for 9 kids. I'm a single woman over here. I can't go from 0 to 9. No, we're not gonna do that.
right. I just it's just frustrating that I see so many, still so many of us that are beautiful women that have a lot going for ourselves, but something Ellen said that we come off unavailable. I don't know that you come off unavailable. Why would you think that you come off unavailable? Or do you just come off that you're, working your ass off and doing what
So
you have to
Jada
do?
said something to me. She was like, "So when you go out to eat, if you're going by yourself, are you all in your phone or are you making eye contact?" And so I was guilty of that. But again, eventually I'm gonna put my head up and he could send me a drink or whatever. He could, what I'm saying? There's a lot of ways to get my attention. So I'm not gonna be just sitting there working the room like, listen, so I don't think it's coming off as unavailable because again, you might go to the bathroom, he be like, excuse me, ma'am, or I don't mean to disturb you, but you're beautiful. Just something nice. And he don't even have to be overly aggressive, and then he can just keep on moving. Just to let you know,
I
hey.
I love that. Trey Mack just said, "Don't be afraid to take a drink every now and again. Don't dehydrate yourself." I think he's right.
What type
Don't
of
be
drink, Trey
afraid.
Mac? He on that medication, so I don't know what type of drink.
He is on that medication, though. He is on that medication. So
What type of drink? You want somebody send me a drink? That's something that's what I just agreed to. But see, Trey, he be on that. I don't know.
I don't know. It just seems like when you come to the party like overly interested, it's a turn off. You understand what I'm saying? So do we know that balance? Because what I'm seeing, the one, I agree with LNV that there is pee in the dating pool. Absolutely. There's pee in the dating pool. And so, Corey's in here too.
But
That's
my
the Meds talking, Trey Mac. Okay, but what did Corey
yes,
just?
I know it was. That sounds like a drink. What is he trying to say? We need to take a drink up. I don't know. So
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Corey. And you know what? I'm so glad Corey's in here and Trey Mac. Trey Mac's on medication, so I know he said, "Like, go ahead, shoot it. Just shoot what you." We gonna edit if we won't read it if it's too crazy, Trey Mac. But Corey, the question is how to date. Um,
okay, I got
and go ahead.
so let me throw this in. So when we watch enough of these reality shows, it's like the men want to be pursued. So I don't know if that's a 2020-ish thing because I've been out the dating pool. But first of all, I'm still like, old school,
Me
okay?
too.
I'm not chasing no man because again, that sounds like this is gonna be the climate of our relationship. So I'm not about to do that. Now, like I said, what Ida said on your show, that's why I'm gonna use that term. She said, if I open the door and then you choose to walk in, that's if I say you
On
smell good,
you.
that's me opening the door. If we at the bar together or we at a restaurant. But guys today seem like they want us to do all the work. Like even the last date I told you about, the guy, he had an opportunity to approach me. Okay. I wasn't always looking at my phone. I wasn't always, in something else, but he went to someone else and asked about me. So I was like, you could have just eased up to me at the buffet table, when I was going up to, get a croissant. It was a whole bunch of opportunities that I was thinking like he could have approached me. And I'm like, okay, shy my butt. And that's why it went bad because I think he wasn't man enough for me. He was just too, they want to be approached, it seemed like now. And I'm
I know, I totally agree with you that they want to be approached. LNV said it earlier that there's pee in the dating pool. But as I was saying, I was just watching Ready to Love just now, and I just feel like, and a lot of us have not everyone's watched it yet, but just watching Precious, I was like, do we see ourselves? Do we see how we're acting? And do we know that line between unavailable and um just making ourselves just available and just interested? You know what I'm saying? Are we putting ourselves out there and knowing when to pull back? Sorry, hold on one
But
second,
those
y'all
dudes
know.
are on a dating show, so that just shows you that correct us if we're wrong, Trey Mack and Corey, that are men waiting for women, to because some men say that that's attractive to them. Okay, y'all can go ahead and find her, that's gonna, you know, approach you, but that's just not me. I listen. I need a man. I want a man to take control. I want to be submissive. Listen, I done been in control for 40 some years. I don't listen, dude, take some of this weight off my back.
Say that though, but so we're both old school though. We're both from the mindset that like Trey Mack said, hey ladies, it's okay to accept a drink every now and again. It's okay to let him be the pursuer. And I feel like, do we know the difference between being aggressive and I hate the word aggressive, and that's why sometimes I get tongue tied because I'm trying to find another word. But being that open and available and coming off unavailable.
I gotta read
And I
what
feel
Troy.
like sometimes we don't know the balance. That's my
So no,
that's my
Troy, he
question.
wasn't man enough for me because he did not approach me. So it just showed like, and I spoke to another guy about this situation. He was like, maybe he's like, well, he's being honest with you. Then he said he was intimidated by me. I was like, so you got too many issues, okay? Let's just call this quits. So no, he wasn't man enough for me, and that's why I think that it was a turnoff when we finally did, link up. But I gotta read what Trey Mack said because I know he gonna make me act up.
Okay. So I'm gonna read it. Y'all
Okay.
know.
You're
It's
taking
not that we want to be pursued, we want to feel wanted and needed as well. You sitting there looking pretty and not saying anything is looking directly unavailable. There's nothing wrong with saying hi. But
I'm
see, and
okay
I
with
do
that.
say that. I just said that.
I'm okay with that, Trey. That's why we said if I come up to you, Trey, I've never met you. And let's say you smell good. I'll be like, Trey, you smell good. Let's say we do a YouTube meet and greet. And I'm like, okay, Trey, I see you.
Right.
That's
But
opening the door, letting you know, like, I'm feeling you. If I'm like, oh, that line up.
so, and that's the thing. That's why, well, that's why Black said that he was surprised with you and I, because I'm very much, hi, how are you doing? And just approachable. But um, the P in the dating pool comes up and we get approached by like the guy that you dated a couple of weeks ago and stuff like that. But at the same time, are we having that balance between the hardworking woman that is old school and wants men to approach us, and having that balance between just sitting back and letting the drink come to us?
So if I
So
smile at you, so let's say it's a guy, and he makes eye contact with me, and I make eye contact with him, and I smile like, okay. And then let's say then he go ahead and wave, and I'm like, oh hi. I opened the door for you. What else more do you want me to do?
I agree. Kia, that's why I wanted to bring this topic, because I said, like, how to date. Are we not knowing how to date? Are we not um are we as women just have fallen down and not know where our how to just sit back and let them come to us, and leaving room for mystery? Do we not know how to date nowadays? Now, I'm not saying just us. I'm saying out there. I'm saying what I've been seeing. So,
So what I mean
and
by
do men
take
as well
charge.
not know how to do
When I
that?
said take charge, Corey, it's two different level of control where
Wait,
you tell me everything where I can't make up a decision. Like you like, okay, well, this is gonna be you're gonna order your hair from here, you're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're going on vacation to Mexico, and I never said I wanted to go to Mexico. That's controlling right there, where you just make every aspect like, okay, we're not
you
gonna use
tell me where we're going on vacation?
more. You didn't talk to me about it. Like, okay, we switched over to Sherman. Okay, okay, that's too much. But when I say take step up and take charge, that means like, okay, we go to a hotel. Let's say they mess up our reservation. You're not sitting there like you don't know what to do. So we about to be. I've had guys where something go wrong and I'm the one who's taking care of it. I'm like, dude, like, okay,
You know
no,
what?
like where you go somewhere and let's say the reservation is messed up. We at the Enterprise, and they somehow they out of car, and then you looking like, well, what are we gonna do? Take control, find us a car, find us a taxi, find us an Uber. That's what I mean by a step up. Where as far as like even like with I always say Michigan, every time it snow, I give this speech in Michigan, if you got a man and he don't make sure your snow shovel, he's not your man. I need you to step up and say, hey, I know it's about to snow on Tuesday. Let me send a snow guy over there. I already got somebody in line for you. That's what I mean by stepping up. I don't want you to control every aspect of my life, but I want you to step up where
You know what? And Ida did say this on my last show, or was it the last one? On one of the episodes, she said that they went on vacation and they went to the hotel, and she got to the concierge desk, and they were saying that they didn't have their room. So she said, okay, well, I'm gonna go to Starbucks across the street. And her man came and got her across the street, and she said, where are we going? He said, to the room. And she said, okay, good. It just, he
okay.
took care of it.
I
That's
know
it.
Trey. I know Trey and Corey is just intending on being in the audience. But if y'all want to drop in, we could drop y'all a link because they saying too much. Because Corey, I need to know why he said a compliment that we need to wait. He says that's
Hold on.
opening the door.
Tell me which.
I
Tell
will
me
take
which. Tell me what. Tell me
this
which
right
one.
here. It says open the door. I would take it as a compliment. Nothing more. We gotta relearn how to flirt. I mean, what kind of flirt you want, Corey? Like
Oh
what?
yeah. Okay. Hold on,
I'm
Corey.
not gonna say like, baby,
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
you. Like these guys, oh my gosh, like what more can we do for y'all? Like, I mean, like eye contact. So what is it? A rejection thing? Like if I say, if you feeling me and I say hi back, I'm like, hey. Or you send me a drink and I'll be like, oh, okay, thank you.
Okay, Corey. I put the link in the chat
That was so nice. I don't know
because
what
to
more.
me that's an opening, and
Because if I didn't want to be bothered, it's people out in this world that I'd be like,
so I think I totally agree, and I think that's where I'm going with this, how to flirt, because I think I know how to flirt, but if you're saying I'm
maybe that's
flirting
what we
wrong,
going
let me
wrong,
know,
Chris.
and I
Chris,
think that
is that
this
where
is
we Crystal, is that where we're going wrong? Because he said we not effectively flirting. I think I did open the door.
So and I'm behind on the chat. So let's go back. I really want to say I'm just too shy. Mimi said I'm just too shy for that, but maybe I'll try that one day. Okay, not knowing how to flirt. That's old school. That old school way is dead. It's not. It's nothing wrong with classy seduction. What's wrong with classy seduction?
So
I agree with
high
that.
vibe. I do think I'd be giving off sexy vibes. I'd be like, okay.
Right. All I need is an invitation, then I will do the rest. Like Corey just hinted at, a lot of women have lost the art of bait and hook method. Okay, this is the topic. This is what I like. This is what I'm interested in. Because
So
to
what is
me,
the bait and hook method? Like, what, I mean, like, I just met you. So what more do you want? I'm asking
you
for
know,
a friend. Like, what more? Like,
I'm not talking. I want to know. We want to know what this bait.
I feel like the guy should, once you say hi, he should like come in and be like, okay, how's your day or something.
Oh, thank you, Queen NECA. Y'all got my hair done. Thank
Corey,
goodness.
you done worked my nerves.
So, okay, Corey, I really want to know. Okay, because this is the reason I asked this. I don't know if you've seen the show yet, but you and Kia were talking about this the other night, how to date, and now we've kind of changed it to flirting. Like there is a way to just put yourself out there as a lady and let them know that you're interested, but letting the man take the initiative and take charge and be the pursuer. And I think we've discussed this on Candid Convo. So talk to me. Are we not flirting right? What's going on? Take it away.
Yeah, I don't think you guys are flirting right. I mean, not you guys personally, but I think women are so comfortable with men coming and approaching them that they don't know how to go into that back and forth banter. Like it's a lot of fun to flirt, and I think that from the feedback that I've gotten, women are afraid to flirt because they feel like men will take it too far, and that may be something that's true. But if you flirt with the right guy, you can flirt back and forth, and it can be sexy, hot, and steamy, but it's not going anywhere. If you got a man who knows it's not going to go anywhere, but it gives that man an idea of where things could go if he were to pursue you. So the fact that you're able to have that flirty back and forth means that okay, now I feel like it'd be a lot more easier for me to have a conversation with you, just a regular conversation, how to be flirty, how to be steamy. But because we can do that. That means that okay, everything else should be easy to converse with you about.
Okay, I got a
So
question, Corey.
yeah,
What if we're in Starbucks? Okay, because that sounds like that maybe we already, we're at a wedding or something, and we seen each other a couple of times. But what if I'm at Starbucks? Okay, and brother man kind of fine over there, with his little suit on, and I'm just
yeah,
trying to get my caramel macchiato. So what more can you do other than like say, hey, okay,
yeah,
did you enjoy the lemon loaf today?
yeah. See, when you say stuff like that, it comes off as just a compliment, like hey, you smell really nice, or hey, I like this a nice suit you have on. That we're just taking as a compliment because one, we can't think every compliment is a green
Yeah.
light to flirt or a green light to
An
ask you
invitation.
get your number. You know what I'm saying? We can't look at it like that because it seems like we never received a compliment before. So we're thirsty like that. But
But
if you
can
were to
you
say,
continue the conversation? Like if he was interested, if she opened the door and said, oh my gosh, you smell really good today. And wouldn't that open the door for him to say something next?
no, I'm gonna give you an example. If you think a guy is attractive and you would like for him to ask you for your number or like for him to engage with you, if you see he's wearing a suit, when you say you have a nice suit, you cannot just make eye contact with him when you say that. When you say it, you have to make sure he's looking at you, and then you give him the up and down look, and then you smile. That's it.
Crystal.
That's it. No, I'm trying to put you on game here. You know what I'm saying? This stuff, I'd charge for this. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I'm down.
Okay.
Like who said they couldn't flirt? I guess my flirt game did, Chris. I ain't gonna have no boo. Because I'll be
LMB said
it's
her
not,
flirt game was off, and so, but because I've gone through this before. Like a guy has told me, just say hi, how are you doing, and smile. Like you have a nice smile. Just say hi, how are you doing? That gives him the opening. But you're saying it's more to it than that. I gotta look him up and down. And I was like, hi. But
But no, what I'm saying is that you don't have to be extra. What I'm saying is that letting him know that there is a reason why you're complimenting him. It's not just to give him a compliment. It's because you like what you see. So that's just one of the ways of you showing him that you like what you see. By giving that look up and down, like you're admiring the suit, but that up and down look says you're admiring the body that's in the suit as well. So
okay,
there's nothing wrong with that. It's not thirsty. It's nothing, nothing with it. You can do that and keep on walking. It's his job to then follow you and ask you for your number. You don't have to do anything else but that. But that's just an
okay.
example. I'm not saying
Right.
it has to be that, but that's just an example.
Mhm. Because I like Kia's point. Like it could be at Starbucks, it could be anywhere. You don't know where you're gonna meet the next person.
Exactly.
So I like the fact that she mentioned like Starbucks or just anywhere. Hell, you could be at a bookstore. So it's not always at church, as we know. That could be the wrong place. But High Vibe said, I think the bait and hook is indirect flirting. It's a look and it's words. It's that open-ended question. Stop giving compliments without an introduction. Is that what you're talking about, Corey? That
Yes.
was the bait and hook.
Yeah.
So go
Yeah.
ahead.
Um, for example, this happened to me, and it's like a little bit of cheesiness goes a long way, because when you're a little bit cheesy with it, it shows you're not a threat, that you're just being silly, you're just having a good time. So perfect example, I'm in Walmart. Okay, young lady is in Walmart. I have on a shirt and tie at the time. She thought I worked for Walmart. She probably didn't, because it wasn't a blue and white, so I don't know why she thought I worked for them. But anyway, she asked me about a radio. And she said, which one of these radios are the best ones? And she was an attractive woman. And I pointed to the one that was a good radio for her. She said, nah, I don't like the way that looks. I said, it's all about pressing the right buttons. The radio has buttons on it, right? The radio has buttons on it. And if you can make that, you can just be playful with it. Yeah. So I said that and I smiled at her. She smiled back. So she knew what that was. She knew, okay, I'm interested now. So go from there. I asked her
Beautiful
for
all day.
I asked her for a number, and she told me she had a dude. And that's cool. That's fine. I don't have no problem with anyone. So if they have one or not, if they said have a dude, I'm good. But what was funny about that particular situation, so now that I'm talking about it, she came back to me and said, wait. You're not asking me if I want a friend? Because she's so used to dudes saying that, hey, you want a friend? She's so used to wanting dudes to be her side dude. She just wanted me to be okay with the fact she had a man. So that was a whole different situation. But just some of the flirty part of it, is just like light bouncing, good, having a good time, being silly. If it lands, cool. If it doesn't, move on.
You know why I appreciate that? Because it was innuendo, but it wasn't so overt. It
Mhm.
wasn't. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, we've been watching not Matt, the other show, right? RTL, and it's constant. And yeah, of course, there's gonna be sexual innuendo, but it's like very overt. Like
Yeah,
it's there, but it's playful. It was
yeah,
like you don't know this woman, so
exactly.
I like that.
It's not overly sexualized.
Right?
Um, and pressing the right buttons can be one thing or the other. It's up to that person.
Exactly.
So if she takes it the wrong way, I can easily say, "What are you talking about?" I mean, like the literal buttons. I
Right.
can flip it if I wanted to. So yeah, you got to be in control of the conversation. Kia,
I'm just trying to figure out where
Kia, Kia, Kia,
what.
flirt with me.
So
Hold
when
on,
go
Chris,
ahead. Go ahead.
Kia, flirt with me.
I can't. um,
No. I really want go ahead, Kia, because I really want to see your next step. What do you
they
do?
gonna give me an F.
No, I'm not.
It's
I'm not gonna grade
okay.
you.
Listen, this
I'm not
is
gonna grade you at all.
while we
No.
get into the role playing of CMK.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Okay, so just do this. Do this for me, there, Kia. I'm not gonna put you on the spot and say flirt with me, but just give a look into the camera as if you find me attractive or a man attractive. How would you look at him? That works. That works. See, it don't take much. It's in every woman to do it. It's in everyone. So you give that look, the smile, the little tongue action behind your teeth. We see it. We see that. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. It doesn't take much. We see the small possibility, and we can just grow from there. You go 10%, I'll go 90. You know,
Okay, listen.
it's not asking much more than that.
Okay, 90 cents.
So I know this is ladies' night, so I'll go ahead and leave now. But if you need me to come back up, I'll come back up.
Wait, Corey, stop. Before you go, I want Kia, I saw that you did a look, but what would you say? What would you say? Just ask Corey a question because I want to see the next step, not just, hi, how are you doing?
So Corey, I've been asked in the past, do you know how to sing? Because a couple of my friends said that you sound like you can sing.
Yeah, I can hit a few notes
Oh, okay. Well, can you hit a few notes and let us hear what you do?
when the time is right.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna hold you to that. You know I will.
I know you will.
Okay.
I know
So
you.
the reason, okay, that was just a role play, y'all know. But the reason why I like that is because she asked the question, and I think
Mhm.
that's what High Vibes was saying. Ask the question. Don't just. She paid the compliment, and then she asked the question. Okay, all right, I hear you,
See,
Corey. You
the thing in that situation right there,
First
she asked.
person said I did good, so let me go outside
Yeah,
tomorrow.
yeah, she did good. But see, the thing about it is the way when you ask the question, it's the way you ask the question too, because your voice softened.
yeah.
When you asked the question, it was very nice. It was light. So when you ask a question like that, and it's nice and light, and then I'm being playful back to you, that means I'm picking up what you put down. I'm feeling the same way. So now at this point, the interaction should be easy. But
Mhm.
if you say, "Can I sing?" I said, "Nah, I don't sing that much. No, I don't sing." See, Trey Max said, "Yes, I'm engaged."
I'm engaged, right? Because your voice softened,
Yep,
then his voice came in, and
yep.
his voice softened, and you guys got very intentional about your conversation, and you focused on each other.
And Trey
There
said,
you go.
also turn your body into the man you're trying to attract by
Mhm.
inviting, engage in the conversation, nothing slutty or anything, but draw him in with your sensual energy. Okay.
Boy, Trey, we gonna write a book together, bro.
Right.
We-
Ella said, my voice changed real quick. So I must know how to do a little something, something. I got to
Yeah, your voice changed up. You didn't even notice your voice changed up, but that's how it should be. You know, we should be barely be able to hear you because we know that we feel that innocence in you as a woman, and we like that. We find that very attractive. We don't like loud women. We don't like women who yell at the top of their lungs every time we talk to them. So that nice softness, that's a win all day.
Well, Corey, thank you so much
No
for
problem.
stopping by.
You ladies
I
are doing
really
great.
appreciate it.
Ladies are
I'll be
doing
in touch, okay?
all right.
See?
Listen, hey, hey, let me tell you something. There is a difference between Crystal and Lynette. I'm telling you right now. Lynette is going to get some trouble. She finna find some trouble. Okay.
The funny thing is, I actually got to reach out to Corey about something else. 'Cause I'm writing the script, and I was like, I gotta call Corey. I gotta reach out to Corey. And
Yeah.
thank you so
Yeah.
much, Corey. I
Yeah.
really
You
appreciate it.
good. Calm down now. Go on in. Live good.
Tell me I lost my flavor. Like Corey got out of here
Okay.
quick.
So we passed the test with Trey because you know them some hard. They stay hard.
Listen, no,
Trey and
y'all.
Corey, they keep us on our feet. So they did say our voices changed up a little bit. We
Mhm.
softened up. So I think we had the ability. I just think that with the dating scene, because again, we're still old school, and we just want to do enough to see what he working with. Because again, I just maybe I'm scarred. I had enough bums. So like you said, I want you to. I want to see if you can handle business. I want to see if you can take control. I don't want to feel like I'm in control of the relationship.
Thank you so much, Future. Thank you so much, y'all. I've been in transition. I actually like this role playing thing. I think that we need to do this every once in a while. I mean, this was the flirting, this was the engaging in men, and after seeing what I saw on RTL tonight, I really wanted to talk to the men and the women in our on our show, and just see if we, I don't want to say you lost our touch, because I don't think I've lost my touch. I definitely don't. But do we go overboard, or do we know how to change it up, and how to listen to the men? So if we're in a, and I don't even go to clubs anymore, but if I was in a group of, like, let's say 5 men, or if I was at a cigar lounge, am I paying attention? Am I being that active listener? And am I pulling back when I need to, or am I being, engaging when I need to? And sometimes, and from what I saw, I was like, huh. And I mean, in general, we as women, between the 30 to 45 range, are we doing what we're supposed to be doing? So, mhm.
I think we'll be all right. I think the pandemic kind of slowed us down too, because it's hard to, like I said, what Corey just said. Like a lot of my flirting, I guess, is with my mouth, and with the mask, it's hard to really make like to make your eyes talk, So when you're somewhere and you just like,
Baby, there you go. There you go. I mean, like, we could roll
it's
down
hard to do that with a mask on.
that. You know what? And that's a good point. In the last 2 years, it's been really hard to do that in this virtual world of ours, and with the mask on, and this time of having to be engaged without knowing anybody in person, without being engaged in person. So I do think that is a good point. Crystal has a more deeper, sultry voice. It will lull you to sleep if you're not careful. Use that. Um,
Oh yeah, I do, like, I think, like you say, are we dating? I think that I would, when I eventually get out there, I think I'm gonna be pretty much kind of good, because like I say, like sometimes we used to put up stuff in our 20s that we wouldn't put up with now. So things that I would just like tolerate when those red flags was just falling from the sky and just coming, everywhere, we would just be like, oh, is it a bird? Is it whatever, just ignoring it. But now I think our patience is, different. Um, we just not putting up with this, shenanigans. If he talking about, all the time, like, oh, I don't know when I'm gonna get a car. You like, dude, hold on, you in your 40s? What's going on? Like, you don't have a rental? Like, let's. We're not trying to help them figure it out. So I think more so now, like, not even just financial. We kind of like, when you see the red flags, you're like, okay, it's been nice, and let's keep it moving.
Yes, and that's another thing. I think that we are really practicing our discernment at this age. And in my 20s, I wasn't. And sometimes we might falter, but we know well. And that's another thing. You and Corey talked about it on Wednesday, knowing what you want. And do we know what we want? And even if we do know what we want, do we practice it? Do we keep that intention? Or because he's cute, oh, I won't pay attention to this red flag, or he has 2 out of the 5 things I want, so I'll give him a pass. And no, you shouldn't give him a pass. We Unlock said it's real easy to flirt online. Some people make it difficult. A face-to-face meet and greet, and it doesn't take that much to say hi and shake somebody's hand and flirt on. I flirt. Yeah, I agree.
Well, I guess like I said, I'm slow. So like I said, I could do the initial I think I'm better with friendships, because like I said, I'm gonna go back to Corey's show on friendships. So I think when I feel comfortable with you, my flirt game gonna be on, a whole nother level. But coming out the gate, it may be a little, just a little, smile, a little eye action, that, and like I said, Corey said now, if you pay a guy a compliment, do the up and down. But I don't want to just come off out of my character, like doing too much. Because it's gonna probably come off like, oh, she doing too much. Now, once I get comfortable with you, oh, you'll know I'm flirting with you. Okay,
Right.
you will know.
And honestly, I can't do too much. I'm not that person that's going to be all over you, especially if I've just met you, or, okay, I find you attractive. Hi, how are you doing? But I do appreciate Corey coming on and doing that demonstration, because I guess I've always thought if I'm like, "Hi, how are you doing?" I've always been told, complimented on my smile. I'm letting you know that I'm interested. But as Corey just said, you gotta do more than that.
And like I said,
To
I
a
think
guy, that could be just a compliment. I'm doing great, thank
don't you
you,
think if you
and
feel
move on.
comfortable with somebody and you're feeling them, he will know. Like you said, so if you don't pick it up, like it's just like when you feel comfortable, like I said, with that friend, you're just like, oh, okay. And he like blueberry muffins. You be like, oh, I was at the Starbucks downstairs and I got you this blueberry muffin. You winning. I mean, you remember that he like blueberry muffins. So just little stuff like that. Like when people remember my stuff, I'm like, oh, you
Hmm. And just those little things, if you remember those little things about them, that that makes them feel good. You don't know what their love language is, and just bringing them something like, "Hey, I remembered you like a blueberry muffin." That helps. That encourages them a little more. Or to me, that would just be a compliment. Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah,
But
I think I
mhm,
would just do better, like I said, in friendships. So I think that's gonna be probably my next relationship. Because like I said, I just need to get a feel for you because I don't want to, I ain't like I said, I don't want to go in looking for a relationship because I think because I've been out of a relationship for so long. So I think it'll be easier. Like, okay, you're listening. You're like, okay, I'm really digging him. Like, okay, he did that. Oh, you went. He might say, okay, I just went and took my mother. My mother always wanted to go on a cruise for her whole life, and then he take her, for her 70th birthday or something like that. You're like, okay, that's dope. So you get attracted to people. So I don't know. Like,
mhm.
I'm gonna know when I know.
And I have a friend that does just too much, and I remember being on a cruise with her, and we couldn't find her because whatever guy she thought was cute, she was up under him, and it was like three different guys. I was like, wait a minute, we were just at the club and you were dancing with this guy, and then we're at breakfast and you're dancing with another guy, and just like, I get that you want to meet that right person, but sometimes you got to let them come to you. Like you said, like Corey just said, let them come that 90%. Be that engaging person, let that person
What
come
how
to
I
you.
said friendship. I'm not talking about my best friends, not my 20-year-old friends. I'm not trying to kick it with because at this point we know that ain't nothing popping. So you have friends that you've known for a long time. I'm talking about that person that you just meet, and like when Corey said, the young lady said, "Do you want to be my friend?" But the problem with that was she already had a man.
Hmm.
But if we just friends and we come in like okay, we're not trying to. I think that puts pressure on it. So then you feel like okay, I'm not sure. I don't want to lead you on because if I might not like you in a month. So let's just be friends. And then if later on, you're single, I'm single, we're just friends. We came into this as friends. We're not trying to force dating after only a week. I can't do that.
Right. Right. Trey Mack said, I don't want a woman all over me, especially if we just met. Depending on the situation, of course, wouldn't take her as a serious prospect. I like the chase, but I'm not running until I drop. Do we see? And this is the thing. I think that men still like the chase. Well, um, those good men, or I don't want to say good men. Those old school men, they like the chase because I agree with what you said earlier. Men nowadays, they want to be chased. They want us to chase them. That's what I've run into. That I've had this. No, the times have changed. You got to chase
Or
me.
he think he's so fine that he be like, oh, all the women want me. Okay, that's nice. Hey, Miss Creative.
Hey, Miss Creative.
Like I said, I will do, like I said, the little small stuff. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's up to you, Trey Mack, or whoever, to catch it. Like I said, if I'm paying attention and I know that you like I said, it could be something small. I ain't gonna keep saying blueberry, but I know you like Pepsi, and I might. No, they got Coca Cola that thing in Atlanta. Don't y'all got that Coca Cola thing in Atlanta? I think y'all do.
Yes, Coca-Cola is in
Well,
Atlanta. Yeah.
Atlanta last time, it was a guy that I was interested in, and so I had went there and got him some Coca Cola, souvenirs. Okay, I didn't have to like put that back in my suitcase, so that means I
Hmm.
was thinking about you. Okay, so just little stuff like that just opens the door, and then like I said, if he's willing to catch it, at that point, or walk on in, then I think I did my job.
So I'm gonna go to Black's comment and then I'm gonna go to Futures because Futures just said something I agree with. So to Corey, it's hard to see the interest when the friendship is too deep. Everything comes off as an innocent compliment. I agree with that, and that's actually happened to me. I didn't know the guy was interested because we were such good friends. I thought he was just being nice. I said, "Oh, thank you." Like if he played me, "Oh, you look nice today." "Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that." But I was like, I think I to me, I didn't know he was flirting. You understand what I'm saying? We've been friends for so long. I didn't know you were flirting. So, and then what I said about young
Why
men
can't we
too.
just come out and just say it? All these signs and smoke signals. What, Kristen? Don't you think it'd just be easy to be like, "Hey, listen, I'm single, you single. You're nice looking. I'm feeling your vibe. Let's just see where this goes. We could be friends. You know, it's nothing serious." I mean, it seems so complicated. We got to sit out smoke
It's so
signals.
complicated. That's why.
You might think I got something in my look in my eyes. I got these fake lashes on, so when I'm up there doing the look up and down, Corey, you know, might be like something in her eye.
No,
You
no,
know,
no. That's why I've been doing this all night, y'all. That's why I've
exactly.
been doing
So
this.
dude might not even catch that I'm, trying to. Mm, okay. See?
So young men these days want to sit on the couch and let the woman come to them. I agree. It's in and yeah, and there's this young mindset that a woman's supposed to be coming to them. And I said, and when I was having this conversation, I said, what's going on here? And this y'all, so you don't believe that you should pursue? No, she should pursue me. And I said, oh, okay.
So what Corey said, speak your mind. The flirting makes more funny. So when we make that agreement, yeah, I will flirt with you. Once it's clear, like, okay, you available, I'm available, you single, let's mingle, whatever. Okay, then I'll be like,
You single,
see
let's
that,
mingle. Thank
I
you,
see
this
that new
creative.
haircut. Okay.
I
But
agree. Speak
all
your
these
mind. We are too old
couples,
to hold back. The flirting just makes it, and like you said, even if he was a good friend, yeah, he's a good friend. He could have said, "Hey, Crystal, I'd like to take you out sometime." Because we're good friends, you're going to have to change that mindset. You're going to have to say something to change the perspective. You're going to have to say, "Okay, I'd like to take you out, and let's see if we can make something out of this."
because
Because
there's this guy that I basically threw him. He just didn't want to be bothered with me. But it was just like he liked to be chased. So anytime that we have ever like, kicked it or whatever, it was because I initiated. And I was like, okay, this ninja want me to chase him. He, I don't know what you think, what type of party. So after a while, I fell back, and he was like, "Oh, well, you acting different." No, because I ain't about to be doing all that because you want me to really pursue you, and it's not that type of party. Like, or then when I'll call you, then you're like, "Dang, you ain't called. Have you called?" It was
right.
just he wanted to be chased, and I was like, "You is not the female, okay?"
Mm-mm. And this is absolutely, I've run into this years ago. I had a friend that was like, Crystal, that guy was flirting with you. I said, who was? Like, he didn't actually say anything. So I didn't know he was flirting. I didn't pick up on it. So that's what Miss Creative said. I never know when a man is flirting. I always assume that he's being polite and nice until he actually says, how are you doing? Like, wants to actually engage and says, can I have your number? So it's the only reason those men like to be chased is because they know they're within an environment where they are the minority. Your particular dating environment is a huge factor and must be given weight. I agree with that. But in a lot of these places, they're 10 to 1. Like we're 10 to 1. We outweigh the men, right?
So yeah, but see with that guy,
Hmm. When
he
Kia
had
does
like
this,
he had life all messed up. So he knew I was attracted to him. He just didn't want to put in the work. So I was basically like, okay, you want me to do everything. He was like one of them kept me in. So you like after I figured it out, I was like, okay, because anytime that we have ever kicked it or whatever, it was because I like, let you know I wanted that thing or whatever, or whatever. And it was just like, sir, you slacking.
I think they're slacking too. This is,
And
you
then he
know,
would notice when I didn't call, like when I stopped calling, he'd be like, Oh, it was my birthday. Oh, I was gonna say something because you didn't call me. Okay, I wasn't. Why would you be waiting for me? So you're waiting like on Christmas, like, oh, okay, I'm not gonna call her until she called me. Like, come on now, stop playing. We still go and you older than me, so no. After I was like, okay, this fool want to be chased.
See, okay, I'm about to answer Trey Mac's question or Corey's question, but I was just reading Trey Mac said, good question. But I do, and then this is the thing. I was about to call it lazy. You just said they're slacking. And I said, okay, they're just being lazy. They want us to pursue them. And I feel like, why are we making it easy for them? Yeah, why are we making it easy? So Corey said, what's an example of overly pursuing a woman? Overly pursuing for a woman. Go ahead.
And that's what, and like I said, and that's why, okay, what Corey and said, the problem was because I let him know, and then when I fell back, he was just like, "Why you fall back?" And it was, I don't even lie, it was a little game for me too, because I was like, I just wanted to see it, whatever. But after a while, I was like, okay, I'm not even interested either, so let's stop.
The problem there, Kia, is that you showed that you were more attracted to him than he had shown you. So I do think that Corey has a point. When we let them know that we are attracted to them, but he hasn't let us know the same thing, and they don't pursue, then we start to pull back. And the timing is off. You understand what I'm saying? That, okay, I
Let
let
me
the
give you
girl
the
know.
history on that.
Go
So the
ahead.
history on that is because my name, I used to have a couple of, on my roster back in the day. So actually I really did like him. So he wasn't, I guess he didn't trust my intentions. I gonna say it was a little game after a while, but that's because he started playing the game with me. But I genuinely liked him, and he couldn't believe that, like I really picked him. So it was just like, dude, like your own insecurities is messing you up. Like I really feeling you.
So I think that you just hit on something. I think that when that cat and mouse game starts to happen, then a man's insecurities, and us women too, our insecurities starts to come into play. But so then you let them know that you're attracted, then you pull back, and you said, okay, it's time for him to do the
So
pursuing, and then he didn't pursue because his insecurities started to come in. Am I crazy? What do you guys
yeah,
think of
it was
that?
kind of like, yeah, it was kind of like, okay, when I was like, that's why I said, I guess that's why y'all say the friendship can get kind of tricky. When I get stumbled, that's because I be trying not to tell the whole story or give out too much information. But the thing is that when we was like, friends, like that gray area, okay, I'll go out with somebody else. It's no big deal. You do you, I do me. So finally, when it was just like, okay, you know what? I'm trying to be grown, my grown woman stuff. I'm trying to be mature. And then he was like, okay, now I feel like I don't trust your intentions. And he was insecure because some of the guys that I'm gonna tell the truth, he was insecure because some of the other guys was fine, and Detroit ain't that small. People know who's the who's, know the who's the who's, and he knew some people, whatever. So I guess he was like, oh, okay, I ain't about to really like, let her draw me in. And I told you I could be a real seductor sometimes, but I wasn't playing the game when I really was trying to talk to him. And I was just like, okay, I'm gone.
I hear what you're saying. So you had, like you said, several people on your roster, but if he had
He was doing his thing
started
too,
to,
back then when we
right, would
met.
he have come up on the roster? Would he been, one of the players in the game if he had kept pursuing?
So I did some deep analyzation. He didn't know my love language at first. So
Okay.
now I know what my love language is, or I pay attention to it. So he never was speaking my love language, like I said. So now that's why I was like, okay. So that's why he didn't call. Like I wasn't really like,
You weren't
whatever.
on it.
Yeah,
Okay.
only at first, but then like after a while, I was like, okay, we can make a good team. Like you doing this, I'm doing this. We could be, the vibes. We could make this happen. But it was, I guess that door was closed. Like I said.
I do think that timing is a factor, but then I also think that men, just if we give that 10%, that opens the door for you to go that 90%, to just, put your best foot forward. Because to me, I don't even know if we even answered Corey's question, because to me, are men being overly pursuant? And I'm not seeing it.
No,
So
no, like I said, I
go ahead.
like I said, when you get grown, like I said, that was like in the past. Like I said, don't hold me responsible. Don't hold me accountable for my past. I'm like, okay, listen, I'm not. We moving different. So like I said, I think too, like when guys are funny, it just because I think he could have ignored all that and just kept it moving and been
Yeah,
like, okay, let's do this.
yeah,
Like
me too. That's
said on the show. We said it's a marriage, it's a business. So I'm like, we look good on paper and we vibe. So not just on paper, like we can make this work. But because he was so insecure about my past, like I said, that's a whole different story. Men can have a past and women have a past, and they look at us different. So I'm like, dude, come on now. Just because I play the game. Corey said, like how we said, women can play the game and a guy can play the game. We just not gonna play. We get tired. So I just basically got tired of playing the game, Crystal. That's what it was.
I hear what you're saying, but I also think that, just like you just said, why he didn't keep coming and say, "Let's do this." Like, why didn't he just call you up and just like you said the husband did, and said, "Look, I'm interested. Let's do this. I want to marry you." Why didn't he just say, "Let's do this"? So here's a hint. Okay, I'm gonna go back to Trey Matt's question. Here's a hint. That's when the lady starts her true pursuit. Think of that for a while. Okay, so Trey Mac asked the question, and I think it's kind of on the same. I don't know that it is the same question as Corey's, because okay, so I'll ask the question in a different way. At what point are you caught? Are you quote unquote caught? I'm talking about metaphorically, not just physically. At what point are you caught in the pursuit?
But I'm gonna tell you, because like I said, I'm very direct now. Like any conversation, if me and Crystal having a conversation, I'm like, Crystal, what is your intention? What you gonna do? So with that being said, if me and him, kicking, I'll be like, listen, don't play with me like that, because I'm starting to get feelings for you. So what we doing? You know what I'm saying? So I think like when I start feeling deep feelings for you, I'm gonna tell you like, hey, because first of all, listen here, I done been through a divorce or all kind of stuff. My daddy died, a whole bunch of stuff. So at this point, not too much gonna really hurt me. So I just be like, listen, we've been going out. I'm feeling you. I love your good morning text. You make me smile every time you send me a text. I might be reading too much into it, but hey, I'm just telling you where I'm at. So if this is not something you want, you might want to step back because I'm feeling you, dude.
I think that I would be the one to. Okay, so Corey just asked, can you give the ladies an example of what 10% looks like? So if you're asking me what I think 10% looks like we just did this role play, right? And I said, instead of just saying, "Hi, how are you doing? You look good today," or if he smells good, Corey talk about, and make sure the men smell good, and us ladies, make sure we smell good, make sure and pay that compliment, ask a question, right? So I've done the initial and let him come, and engage in conversation, and then we exchange numbers, and then if he's called, then I call and I make sure and let him know, hey, I'm interested. um if we set up a time or a date, and I'm doing that reciprocation. That's what I think is that 10%. And then we're moving forward with more reciprocation. We're moving forward with intentional, putting ourselves out there and letting the man know that I'm interested and I'm open. So
I'm
that's
curious
what
to see what face I was making. Trey said I was making faces over here. I don't know. But like I said, I listen. I, not too much bothers me at this point in life. So to the VIP section, I'm real like upfront. Like I said, I'm gonna say what I say, mean what I mean, and that's what it is. I'm gonna ask you direct questions. So again, if I'm feeling you, I'm like, hey, I like you. But nowadays, I haven't came across nobody that was really single, single. So either he got a wife, and I don't do cheating or nothing like that. So if I just haven't been put in a situation where it's been a guy that's been all the way that's been available.
Right. I haven't either, but I also think that I'm gonna say this: before the pandemic, I have had these conversations about times of change. You need to pursue me. Um, I was at brunch with a guy that just I was doing the flirting. We were having conversations, all of these things, and he literally said, "I'm used to a woman asking me for my number," and I was like, "Oh, okay, okay, cool," and I'm like,
Mm, mm,
"Mm,
so he
am I
would. He okay.
am I crazy? Um,
But
I'm
I
not a
think
personal
people
man."
don't take it further because they scared of that rejection thing. So if you feeling me, boo, tell me you feeling me, and then I'll be like, okay, well, we can, weigh out. And I might say, well, you know what? I'm moving slow, let's, see where it goes. I'm not trying to go be in a relationship with you tomorrow. We could just see. But I think a lot of it be rejection because the guy that I was talking about earlier, he had an issue with rejection. He was like, because one day I was playing with him about something, and he was like, "You will never get a chance." This was a long time ago, but he remembered, "You will never get a chance to do that to me again." So I don't know if he was in the corner crying, sucking his thumb on his blanket.
He was
But
in
he
the back of the
was
closet in the deep
like,
part of the
girl,
shoebox.
and I was like, boy, we was kids. But I just think people have to get out of that rejection thing, get that childhood trauma out the way and just keep it moving. Like, you tried and you shot your shot. Cause like have you ever went to a store and you seen something that you wanted to purchase? And you be like, I know I want to buy it, but I shouldn't buy it because it's not I'm trying to be on a budget. Then you go home and you think about that chair all night. And then you go back in that chair and I got there. So what if you miss that opportunity? That happened to me where I have wanted something. Did y'all see that mink I posted on my IG? I left it. But I've been thinking about it for 2 weeks.
No,
So,
I totally agree.
so
That's
whatever you
absolutely
said, it's like
happened.
this all you have to do is try to go if you want to pursue something. I'm just confused with why we can't just be like, hey, you know,
And
I'm available. You available? Are you dating now? Are you dating anyone? Would you like to go out with me a couple of drinks or have some brunch?
I totally agree that and that sometimes, hey, just don't instead of like being having a fear of rejection or worried that somebody's going to reject you, just shoot your shot. Just put yourself open, and if it doesn't work out, if you get shot down, that's okay. That's okay. And then, like Corey said, you're 24-1, then there's a next woman out there. But what if she is the right person? And you've shot your shot. And to me, it always struck me when I kept hearing that men were insecure and had a fear of rejection. I was like, but you're the man. And so, and that could be my issue that I'm like, but I don't understand. So, but I resolved myself to that. That was years ago. I used to be like, why wouldn't you just ask her out? Why are you worried
Exactly.
about
Then
that?
you get mad because I get a boo in 3 months, 3 months later, because you had the opportunity. So I was that cheer in the store that you just didn't approach because you was scared, like, oh,
Yep.
like, first of all, like the guy that I went on the date with, the one that went left, it wasn't because of his occupation. So my friend was like, "No, you're picky. Usually, it was because of what he did for a living." I said, "No, that didn't have nothing to do with it because I wouldn't have went out with him." So I think that men have to just stop being like, so scared, like, to approach someone for the fear of rejection. Because I think, like I said, I'm open. Like, now you got to have a job and you can't live in your mama basement, but I think I think that has something to do with it too, Crystal. The rejection when they don't approach.
So Corey just said, got to ask yourself, is it worth it? There is more to fear than rejection. There is a fear of losing that friend if it does not work. I hear what you're saying, but what if it's somebody in the electronics store, like you said, or what if you are at a night spot? What if you're at a cigar lounge, Corey, or somewhere like that? And you see the woman, but you want to sit there and you want to scope out. Now, I will say, if you want to scope out to see if she's with a man or without a man, that's one thing. But if what if you notice, okay, she's here by herself. There's been plenty of times that when I tell y'all I don't get approached, like this is not, I'm not faking this.
And that's what pisses me off, Crystal, because people be like, "Kid, you lying. You're cute. You're nice. You're funny." But I'm like, well, what? Well, ain't nobody talking to me now. I took Corey. I didn't have them rings on all the time, so it's like I smile all the time, but nothing happens. It be crickets. Cricket.
Listen, it's just as hard for the men who are seeking substance before the pandemic. I was just kept coming coming across these female savages. All right. They're taking no prisoners out here. I felt tracked and gutted. You felt trapped. Did you mean
Well,
trapped and gutted? Tracked? I want some explanation. That's interesting. You felt trapped and gutted. Female savages. So are you saying that they took advantage of you? Because yeah, they took advantage of you because that fear of being taken advantage of as a man. And I but
see, like I said, from what that show that me and Trey Mack was, I mean, not Trey, me and Corey was watching about the blind dating, how women, came in, wanting stuff. But women that usually be always asking for stuff, it's because they don't have nothing of their own. So again, that depends on what type of woman. I mean, I'm not saying I'm not rich, but I'm not gonna be asking for a Bentley truck on the first date, or even after a couple of months. Like, come on now, that's like an anniversary gift, y'all. He making money, you making money, and he just like, I want to give my wife this. But you just coming out asking them, I need this, I need this. Now when I was with the husband, I sent them pictures of a bag and be like, I need you to go to the store and show them this.
So I really want to go back to what I just said about not being approached and go to you and Corey were talking about this show, and I didn't see the full show. I went, and after you guys were talking about it, I said, let me look this up. And I've said this before. I'm the one, I never asked for a guy to pay for my pedicure. I would sure not ask him to buy me a house or a boat or take me on a trip to Paris for our first date. So, but I do think that sometimes your picker is off. And as women, our picker is off too. I'm not.
Girl,
So,
mine do. Because when I thought, girl, it was a fine man, right? I was that's that cruise. I told y'all that I don't like cruises. So I met me a fine boo, okay, at the pool. And then, he was like, so you want to come back to the hot tub? Tonight. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna come back to the hot tub. Girl, why I came back to the hot tub? He had his legs wrapped around another man. I was like, so I was like, what did he want me just to be the cool girlfriend, like the cool girl? Because how my personality is. He probably was like, oh, she the cool chick. Come back to the hot tub tonight. We can all, hang out. I was walking, the glass, and I was walking down and coming out the elevator. I looked down. I said, oh, heck no. So I pictured me. Oh, I was like, okay, because he was fine, Chris, but he was fun.
and then you came down and he had his legs wrapped around another man.
I didn't go back to the hot tub because when I was coming out the elevator,
you could look down. You could see it.
Down, I said, oh, let me see if he down there. So when I looked to see if he was down there, he had his legs wrapped around another dude. And I was like, oh, that's not the party for me.
That's not the party for you. That's not the party for me either. That's
Let
not
me go get some snacks now. I just went straight back to the
That is not the party for me. But I do want to talk about this because I do, and besides me just saying that our pickers are off, but with you and Corey, we're watching, and this girl's asking for a trip on her first date, or all of these big prizes, not just prizes, but there are some women that wouldn't even think to ask that. Like you said, you would never ask that. I would never ask for something like that, especially not on the first date, because you're playing your card. You're showing that that's all you want is the money. You're showing that that's what you're leading with. We're the ones not getting approached. So, and I'm not even coming, and I hope I'm not coming off like I'm like disgruntled or anything like that, because I'm not.
But you know what, Crystal? I think we're gonna do well. I forgot who put in a comment when the pandemic is over. I think we just went into a panic because we've been in the house for like 2 years now. It's been like over 2 years. So I think that's like, one of the things, like, okay, before you didn't know this, now you like, oh gosh, I just want to go out. I just want to smell a man, Crystal. That's it. I just want to smell a man. Judge your mouth.
Girl, you and I are on the same boat. But I like
need some manliness. Okay, it's been a minute. I just want to be like,
I agree with
I
Corey.
might end up being the savage because it has been so long since I've seen one. Like,
Right. Soft men need not apply. They are doing you a favor. I agree with that. A lot of women come off as someone has already snatched them up. However, the right man will simply talk to you. Yeah, the right man will simply talk to you to find out if you are single. I agree with that.
exactly. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by friends. I'm like, when Corey's like friends, you don't want to lose a friend. I think when he comes in and talking to you and it's not overly aggressive or he's trying to like, make something happen. I mean, like most of my relationships, we were friends. Like I've never like just like said, oh, we're in a, we're dating. You just like, okay, you talk to me, you find out what my lights are, what's going on. Do I got a boo in the background? You know, and little coffee here or
You know what? And what Miss Creative just said, when and that's happened to me here in Atlanta, especially. I had to actually go to the gas station right before I was supposed to be going out one night, and I was wearing a bodycon dress, and I got approached, and actually very creepily too. Like I was like, "Listen, I
and
got
that's
to
what
go to the bathroom.
creative
I got to
just
get gas." And I literally got followed out of the gas station, which scared the hell out of me. But but that's when I got approached multiple times. And then I don't dress, when I dress conservative, but yeah, I don't get approached. But I don't think that that's
okay, Matt, you're with the wrong woman because, like I said, there are some crystals and some kids out there. I'm not like literally like it's not what you can do for me. Like I said, at this point, like I don't need a man, but he's an added plus. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the same way for Crystal. Like, okay, you're added. Like, it'll be nice to be able to go on a trip and we could just, hang out. And it's not, you get away from your job, I get away from your job, and it's the companionship. I think that's what we're looking for. It's not so much the trip, it's the companionship, getting away from the world and having someone to go there, travel with you, and or do things with you. Just the companionship. So I don't think it just depends on who you're dating. It wants just you know, you to do all those with Bentley trucks and stuff.
so. I have a question. I think I have a question for Corey if you're still in here, and for Trey Mack. And Trey Mack's comment really brought this out of me. As a man, how would you flirt? I know Corey just gave the example of him being in the store and the woman approaching him and asking about the best stereo. But if a woman did not approach him, and but he saw, a very attractive woman, how would he approach her? Would he send a drink down? If it would, whatever. If you're in a grocery store, how would you do the approaching? Because Trey Mack said basically there are more and more women who are only interested in what they can get from you or out of you. And it's somewhat not their fault. Social constructs and pressures pushing them into this. And you just told them, you're like, you're pursuing the wrong women, or you're, meeting the wrong women. And I agree with, because there are some crystals and some Kias out here. There's and Mishas,
Oh,
and but
yeah, so I just think like you have to like vet them a little more so like too, like you said, because I'm just like, not like I'm not bought because, like I said, if you give me a Bentley truck, do you think you own me? You know what I'm saying? So it gets to that point where, like, okay, I don't need that drama in my life because if I had dudes that took stuff back, like, okay, what you about to do with this? It depreciated as soon as you walked out the store or off the lot, but now you want to take something back. Okay, I'm not. I'm too old for that. I want to answer what Trey we on lock said about looking in the eyes. So I don't know how to dance, Trey Mac. I mean, we on lock. I have two left feet, but intimate. I mean, I told y'all I don't kiss, but them eyes, you make eye contact with me, I'll be like, oh, I love him. Cause
mm,
that means it's just like that. It's the window to the soul. Like it's just like, when somebody lying, they gonna look down. Even though there's some good liars, but when you actually look at me and passionately look at me in the eyes, oh, you might just get this.
that yeah, you're
It's
right.
something
I
about
think
them eyes. And when you could actually, and that's like a trust thing. Because even for you, if for me to be able to look you dead in your eyes and look at you without batting, my little lashes and looking you up and down, but to actually look, Trey Mac, that's that thing.
I think that that's what I'm asking about fundamental flirting and many rules. I think it's high time that I did a live about fundamental flirting and the many rules when it comes to flirting. Yeah, the but I want to know about, okay, so if a man and this woman approached Corey, and they had this interaction, and he gave his recommendation for the radio, and then they started having this conversation, and they picked up on something, right? They picked up on some energy, right? But if she didn't do that, and he wanted to approach her, how would he do it? So I want to ask Trey Mack, we unlock, and Corey, how would you flirt? How would you just uh introduce yourself to a woman that did not approach you first? I think it's important. I think, because how
I
are we
think that
supposed to know?
short window, like what Corey said earlier, that was like that short window. You got that short
Mhm.
window. So like I said, I think we're clear on that part. Now, like you said, when you in the radio, because I could have asked, I could have
Yep.
called. She knew he didn't work in no Walmart. Come on now. When the Walmart manager had a suit and tie on, girl knows that girl
Yeah.
knew. So that is just a conversation. Like, okay, I just out of all the people here, I want to ask you about the lemon loaf. Like, oh, have you ever tried the kiwi refresher? That is so good. Again, it's refreshing. Hmm So, I think it's the more so like just what Corey said earlier. Once you get that window, y'all should exchange phone numbers and y'all just want to see where it go. It's the flirting. It's like you said, the continued flirting. What turns me on is like, let's say you do the movies, Crystal, and then he'd be like, "Yeah, Crystal, you said you do movies. Oh, I went and watched your YouTube, thing and whatever." You be like, "Oh, okay. You went and looked at my video and watched it and gave me. Oh, it was. I like that part. Such a." You be like, "Okay, he paid attention to what I said." Again, it's that actively listening. So stuff like that, I think that we know the clues. We just been, like I said, in the house for so long that now we're just like, are we out of
Out
touch?
of practice, out of practice.
And we don't want to go on the dating website and be on the Tinder Swindler.
No, absolutely not. Peter is down. My enemies are upon us. Uh, I'm not doing it. But I do think that we have to find that balance between being approachable and seductive and interested and just overly pushy is the word that came into my mind. And
I think, like I said, like Corey said, I don't think that I did that because Corey was on the line. And he told me to do it. I think I do naturally, like,
me too.
smile. But I think because, like I said, because we had these masks on and everywhere we going, we just like so frustrated. Like, I be like so tired of that mask. I'd be like, oh my gosh. Like, even when you go to the airport, you be like, so I think once we like get back into like some kind of like without the mask and stuff, we can, go back to kind of, just doing our do.
Trey, Rion Locke said, it's natural that when I see a woman that I'm interested in, that it's not,
I
it's,
think it's his
that
nature to say hi.
nature. Oh, it's in his nature to say hi. You look nice. Do you have a minute? And depending on if she says yes or not, or maybe yes or no or maybe, I think that's important. And that's the thing. I do too. I'm like, hi, how are you doing? I'm always like pleasant, and oh, you smell good, or just you know that compliment, or that introduction. But it's that next step, and is it just, oh, she's just paying me a compliment, or let them know that you're interested. So I
So
appreciate
I
that.
think, in closing, that we could just do, like I said, it's okay to, say, hey, I like you. You're a very nice dude. Do you see anything? Because I'm feeling you. I'm single. You said you're single. Um, would you like to, see where this go?
I think that, like you
I
said,
can't sit at home guessing, girl. I be like, I'm at home work. I just wonder what they about to say about work stuff. I don't need to be up there just wondering. Okay, I just need to know. Just tell me yay or nay. Tell me something.
you know what? I like what Trey Mack did, or re-unlocked and said, I'm over here and I looked at Trey Mack's comment. And sometimes making a woman laugh and smile while you give her a rose, it may brighten up her day. When you tell her she looks beautiful. Just honestly making me laugh or smile goes a long
And
way.
then if you interested, because like I said, I'm learning to X about the love language. Okay, so once I know your
Hmm.
love language, I can speak to that love language. And I told y'all, them words of affirmation get me all the time. Let me. You be talking about girl, like say something like, "Key, I see you the other day." Da, da, da. I'm like, oh, you was paying attention. I told you this, and you said I did a good job. Okay, I'm feeling myself. You done gas me up. Yes.
Right. And that's why I was saying, like, listen, even though I said, I don't get approached, I'm definitely not thirsty or just like putting myself that, oh man, I don't have nobody. And I totally agree with you, high vibes. That I definitely think I have a balance, but sometimes when I see stuff like what I just saw, I'm like, wait a minute, are we
See,
out here
so like
dating
what
like
Trey
this?
Mack just said, I wouldn't know if Trey Mack was flirting or not. So Trey Mack flirts with everyone. So that's something else y'all need to stop doing. Okay, not in here in the chat, but if you like in an atmosphere, an environment where it's several ladies, she don't know if you flirt with her or who you're really flirting with because you flirt kind of like openly, because I know guys that everybody's hey beautiful, hey gorgeous, and you be like, okay, well, I'm just reading the signs. So Trey May did tell me he had a thing for reformed gangster chicks that I'm that gangster chick. But no, I'm just saying y'all gotta make it clear. Like I said,
I agree with that
y'all
because
gonna be giving clear, signs or we
if
don't
you
know.
don't if you don't make it clear, I get flirting, you want to be a flirt, you want to put yourself out there, you want to be fun, but if you're doing it for everybody, you come off like copy and paste, you come off
Oh
like
yes,
you're
copy
not
and paste.
that I'm not an individual, and it doesn't make it special anymore. So just keep that in mind, Trey Mack, that okay, I want to flirt with her, but I'm just still want to have a conversation with all these ladies. I absolutely
Corey want to come back. He said, "Y'all got Corey hot in his seat." So yeah, I need him to be clear. Like, don't like listen. That's why I'm like, look, like, okay, do you like me? Do you like my cousin? Do you like, like the girl down the street? Like who?
go ahead. I just put the thing in the chat,
He
Corey.
went to her time on something. We getting sleepy,
If
and he like,
anybody else wants to come on, you got the link in the chat because I want because these are our opinions and we are in a certain age range and everything, and we are like we said old school. But if I have somebody else's opinion, I'd like to know. I'd like oh, thank you, Brandy. I really appreciate it. I'll make sure and get my hair. I really appreciate y'all because I really want some other opinions on this because this flirting is so interesting. Because okay, who takes flirting in YouTube chat seriously though? I think it's funny. I think
no,
that
no, 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 we don't. But we saying in real life that they're moving like that because I have had situations like that in real life where it be somebody, flirt with everybody at a wedding. You be like, well,
mhm.
cool, you like, it's okay, so I'm ignoring you now. Now when I'm up there, trying to get my champagne, I'm not paying you no attention because you flirt with everyone.
Hey Corey, go ahead.
Okay, so yeah, so the point I wanted to make was that, ladies, whenever a man approaches you, do not accept compliments from the neck down. Always accept compliments from the neck up. If it says you have a pretty smile, nice eyes, beautiful hair, those are things that you want to accept that invitation to talk to you, But if he says, man, look at that ass. Oh my God, look at the titties or breasts or whatever they say, say something vulgar like that, then yeah, that lets you know where his mind is. It's on sex. No doubt is on sex. So if his mind starts off being on sex, it's really hard to turn it off and turn it on to something else to your mind. So just be mindful of that. From the neck up, it's always going to be something cool, genuine. A guy's being mindful of his respect towards you by making sure he compliments you from the neck up. So I did want to say that.
Absolutely, that is a
That
great
would scare
point.
me too, though. Flirt, like how Chris said she was running up. Where did you say at the gas station or whatever? And she said the dude was like, I think yeah, the older you get, you be like, that's a little creepy. Like you said, I think I do. Like you sent me a nice smile. Okay. But you like, girl, you looking thick in that dress today. You be like, oh,
Yeah, and when I say from the neck down, I mean the neck down. There's nothing he can compliment you on that would be respectful. Even if he says you got thick thighs, or if he say I like you got pretty feet, that's a little creepy. You know what I mean? So
what you want to
anything
do with
from
the
the
feet?
Yeah, right. So anything from the neck down, just be mindful of that, man, because you got some guys out here who swear they're for your mind, they're for getting to know you better, but they lead with sex. So
Absolutely.
you gotta be mindful of that. But I think you guys said something about flirting. Like what did you say about flirting?
Oh, well, I'm saying like, so let's we at the wedding, and this person is flirting with like kind of like everybody. And
Hmm.
then, afterwards he be like, "Oh, well, I was interested in Kia, but she didn't say nothing to me. We was at the champagne table because I seen you flirting with everybody."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, there
So,
are definitely guys who do that too, who flirt with everyone. Um, but it's a difference though, because I know personally with me, I try to spread love. I give women compliments all the time. I compliment you, I compliment Crystal, I compliment any woman really I come in contact with, just giving a compliment, then I keep it moving. But it can come off as someone who's flirting a lot, who's trying to, but you'll know with that follow through. Like if I keep pushing it more and more and more, then you'll know that that's actual flirting. But if I
okay,
just stop it, put a cap on it, that's something different. Because
he said
at
he
the
gonna
same
let you
time,
know.
yeah, I let it be known. But at the same time, I think it's okay for us to acknowledge that you have something on you, something about you that is attractive. You know, like people have been saying all night how nice Crystal hair is. There's nothing wrong with saying that. You know, now if I say Crystal, ooh man, look at your hair. I love to pull that. Like then that's going a little too extra. You know what I'm saying? You're giving too much then.
Wait a
But I
minute,
say,
ladies
yeah,
in the
I say,
chat hot. They like, "Ooh, you gonna pull a hair from that?"
No,
no, no,
but
no. But
I agree.
I'm just saying, like you know where to stop it, and still be respectful, but let that person know that hey, they've been acknowledged. That the effort that they put into looking good today, someone acknowledged it. And sometimes, just the nicest compliment can really make someone's day. So I
Yeah.
think that's something we forget about too. Mental health is real. So when we're out here in these streets, man, just giving someone a compliment, hey, you got a nice smile. Hey, you got some pretty hair, and keep it moving. That will make someone's day.
No,
So
I
that's
get
what I'm
it.
all about.
Cause I was
And
at a
as a
wedding.
woman, it's important that we don't feel uncomfortable too. So you can really, by the slightest thing that you could say, could, especially just meeting me, say you want to pull my hair. I'm like, okay, where are the exits? So I
Yeah,
hear what your point is. That little thing right there, I'm like, you could make me uncomfortable. And I'm like, am I here alone? Like, you know how to pay that compliment. I'm interested. It's important to be classy and respectful at the same
yeah.
time.
And you can be classy, you can be respectful, and you can be sexy, and all of it will be respectful.
Mhm.
I think sometimes we as guys sometimes overdo it. We think we're being cool, we think we're being sexy, and we end up saying stuff like that and thinking we're being cool. Oh, he the man. No, he's not. He just turned her off. But you have to understand that whatever a man that feels comfortable talking to you about, feels comfortable telling you, is worked
Mhm.
before. No man is out here going to say these things to you if it hasn't worked before. So there's a woman out there who would accept that type of behavior, but not you. So because of that, men are willing to try more and more. If they try out of 10 times, 7 women was like, ooh, that was cute. And then you have those 3 women like, whoa, you got to respect me, respect my space. You know, those 3 women will seem like, oh, something wrong with him, with them. These 7 women know what's up, but those 3, there's something wrong with them. That's not, that's how men are looking at it, but they shouldn't be looking
Mhm.
at it like that. So yeah, I definitely get that.
So those three that didn't take the compliment, or did, if 7 women he tried it on and 5 of them took the compliment and he got those numbers and he's, those are his women, but those 2 women that didn't, oh, there's something wrong with them. So he looks at it and turns it around on them. That's
Exactly. But see,
mhm.
it's that guy because that guy, he's just trying to line on anyone, anything moving and walking, he's gonna try it. So he don't know if you're that type of woman or not. He just want to try his luck. So you understand, like you ever have been out with someone or been out with your girl somewhere and a dude come up to you and talk to you like, why is he in my face? Like, what about me makes him think he got a chance with me? It's because some guys are overly confident. They're really overly confident when they should not be overly confident. But a lot of women out here, I won't say a lot, but there are some women out here that make it seem as though the game that they push, the things that they say, are good things. Like it's a good thing. And it's
Mhm.
not. And it's killing it for other women out here. It's killing it. So yeah.
Mm.
And I think that's
Yeah,
what Trey Mack was saying,
that's
that
exactly what I was about to say. I
The
think that
ones
that's
that's
what Trey
out
Mack
here,
is saying.
we say the savages make it like, we're Chris, like we're not even on that thought process, but
Hmm.
the savages make it hard for us.
Yeah.
That's exactly what Trey Mack was saying, that the other women are making it hard. Okay, Corey, last question. And I posed this in the chat. So if so that lady approached you in the grocery store or in the speaker store, but what if you saw a woman in the store and she didn't do the approaching, you wanted to approach her and you saw, okay, this is a beautiful woman, let me see, and she doesn't have a ring on her finger, let me do some approaching. What would be your approach to flirt into if you were interested as a man that did not get approached first? What would be your intro? How would you engage to get the number?
It's really quite simple. I will approach her, let her know, where I saw her, where I first acknowledged her. If it's just walking down the hallway, or there's another store, or in a mall or something. Yeah, I noticed you in Macy's. Okay, noticed you in Macy's. I caught your eye again. Just want to introduce myself. Say, I think you're an attractive woman. Pretty smile, whatever the case is. I comment on something that I do like, actually genuine like above the neck, and ask for a number. That's pretty much it. But in that transaction though, I can see if she's flirty or has a flirty type of vibe to her at that point, and I'll try to end it with making her smile or making her laugh before I leave. Think about, a lot of men don't want to leave a lasting impression. You have to leave a lasting impression. If it's a simple joke, if it's a corny joke, whatever it is, you want to leave a lasting impression with someone. So you ask someone for their number. If she's attractive, you're probably the third, fourth dude that did it today, but you got to leave a lasting impression. So say something that's going to make her smile, which is where the flirtiness can come into play. Again, be flirty, sexy, but still respectful. And I don't think a woman would really turn it down. If it's welcome, if she's attracted to you.
Yeah, because women
So
love confidence. Like I said, not like over, like you said, as long as it's above the neck.
yeah.
We love confidence. So yeah.
So, okay, I hear what you're saying. So, just a little role playing. So, if you saw me in Macy's and the Starbucks is across the street from the Macy's,
Hmm.
what would be and so you'd walk up to me in Starbucks and say, "Hey, I saw you in Macy's. I just noticed you." Go ahead.
Yeah. So if it's something like that, if it's like a Starbucks, if I notice you in a line or something,
Mm-hmm.
especially like if I'm in front of you, I'll do this just out of kindness of my heart, really. If you're behind me and I catch your eye out, you're attractive, I'll say I got what I'm gonna take care of her, behind me. Um, not to show any money or anything like that, because it's what $3 it's a $3 cup of coffee,
Right.
so it's no big deal. But it's just give her a compliment. Just say, hey, aren't you really pretty? This is your gift for being pretty today. And just make her smile. I can walk away from that
Okay,
and feel
thank you.
that, or
Brandy said you need to teach a class. You and Trey Mack need to get on that live and get these guys together. Because I've seen somewhere involved in the sauce, like I said, something simple like that. And I say that before when I say it's nothing major, it's just a little
Right.
stuff. Like you said, a cup
yeah,
of coffee. She gonna remember that cup of coffee. Now she at the office, like,
yep.
No, I
Every time she
totally
take a sip.
agree. Right. And so you know what? And I do practice that, like random acts of kindness. You don't even know, even if I'm in the drive-through at Starbucks and I find out what the person got behind me, I'll take care of them. But if you want to meet that person, that's really good. Okay, I hear what you're saying. So you just take care of
Yeah.
that, and then they're really appreciative. That okay, all right. I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
It's a grown man speech, to be honest with you. Because if I'm in a club and I want to get a woman's attention, that's like really one of the harder places, I would say, to engage a woman, especially when she's with her friends. That can be intimidating for a lot of men. But if you send a drink over to her, if you ask the bartender or the server that just came from her table, what is the young lady in the red drinking? And she tells you, say, okay, send her this drink on me. Let her know it's from me. Point to me, let her know it's from me. And that I'm just simply sending her this drink because she took the time to look beautiful today.
I'm
Let
gonna
her
take a
know that.
snippet of this because, like, for real, like that, he's speaking facts. Because, like I said, I don't drink. So when I used to be at the club or whatever, it was a guy. I guess, like I said, he noticed that I wasn't drinking, so he bought all the roses from the pit man that was selling roses, and like her the roses. So now I was pressed, like, okay, he bought all the roses, so ain't nobody getting no roses up in here tonight. I got all the roses. So I'm sitting there with all these roses, like, okay, dude, yeah, you can get this number now. Yeah, 'cause you done bought all the roses.
I
Yeah,
like that. And that just lets you know, okay, and it's just a drink, I'm
yeah.
interested and I noticed you and you noticed from afar. That
But
means
you,
that go ahead.
I think the point that I'm making with that is that, if I tell the server to go over and let her know, I appreciate the effort she took to look beautiful tonight. That's different from me approaching her and say, damn, you look good. You know what I'm saying? It's a different approach. It's a grown man type of vibe that I want to send to that woman, not just a
And
little
he
boy that's in
asked,
heat.
what is she drinking? So he, and
Right.
I mean that he was doing his homework. Like he like,
Right.
I mean, he was over there like, okay, what's she drinking?
Exactly. Exactly. Got to pay attention. Got to pay attention. But yeah, that's it, man. If y'all need me back up here, I'm in the audience.
We gonna go ahead and head
Thank you
out.
so much. I really appreciate it.
Crystal, I'm gonna tell you this, man. Crystal, make sure whatever man gets you, make sure you give him Crystal and Lynette. Okay,
Okay.
he needs both of y'all. Kia,
Okay.
Kia, keep doing what you're doing. Your smile is beautiful. Don't worry about it. These men will come along. Don't even worry about it.
I
Because
just
I'm
gotta
telling
get
you,
out the house.
your
Like I
smile
said,
Right.
alone will attract the right man. Trust me.
Thank
just
you.
gotta get
All
out
right,
the house.
ladies, you guys have a good evening.
Thank you, Corey. You always
Thank you,
show us
Corey.
love. Thank
No
you.
I
problem. No problem.
appreciate it.
Have a good one. Bye.
So yeah, I think Crystal will be fine. I
Oh,
think
I
that
know I will be. I know we will be
I
both of
just think
us.
that we are, like I said, this is good for the like whoever's watching this. Like I said, you just have to be intentional. Like I said, I think at this age, we're not 20. That like I said, the example of that coat. I can't sleep because I keep thinking about that coat. I don't want to go buy the coat.
But sometimes we want, and that's the thing. When you pass it up, I totally agree with you though. Like men, just go ahead and just shoot your shot. You never know what could happen, and it's not just because if you do get turned down, it's not detrimental to your
Baby,
life. It's
and y'all better
okay.
step it up. The ones that's our age,
Go get your
because
coat.
the little young ones be looking for a cougar girl. The man, the little boy at Tim Hortons had the nerves to shoot his shot. I said, baby, old enough to be your mama, but
Right, and that's happened to me too, y'all. And that's the thing. I did feel like we get approached by the young boys. I was in Target a couple months ago, and I feel like he was making a beeline towards me. I feel like as soon as he got a little closer, he said, "Do you date younger men?" And I said, "No." Look, sweetie, you look like you're 21. I honestly, I felt I appreciated it actually, but at the
yeah,
same
but it
time,
be
I was like,
funny though, Crystal. Like I said, so I just need the
I'm not gonna
ones
tutor
that's
nobody.
ready to be on some grown. Like what Corey say, rocket chair. I ain't trying to be your rocket chair buddy, but
Right.
we need the grown and sexy. Like I said, the young ones they'll try and say maybe they're looking for a cougar, but they'll shoot the shot. They be like, I tried it. So I need the ones our age to shoot the shot and take. By now you done been rejected. You had jobs, you had all kind of stuff. Shoot your shot and keep it. If she say no, I'm married, or no, I got a lot on my plate right now. If she says she got a lot on her plate, maybe you could be like, well, take my number card, my business card, take my whatever. If you become available later on, you have my card. Not pushing it. It's not overly aggressive. Okay. I got a whole bunch of business cards on my nightstand.
Me too.
And it might not even be, just for a date. It might just be for networking. So, you just like, hey, I got your card later on, maybe we can link up and do some stuff. You never know.
Yeah, I just want to thank y'all for tonight. This has been a lot of fun. I appreciate what Miss Creative is the way Corey speaks at my big grown age. I have never seen before ever. And it's honestly, I feel like it's hard to find nowadays. Yeah, I just really
Like,
appreciate Corey
yeah.
Black for just stopping
Like
by
I
and
said before,
stopping
I
in.
think it's the woman that you dealing with, because like I said, it's a different with Corey.
Mhm.
Like I said early in the chat, like when we said we want a man to take control, and he was like, then he becomes controlling. No, you got to do it like gracefully, like you said on my show the other night. Well, our show the other night, when you said it's how you touch the woman. You gently do it. Then she don't really realize that you like leading her, but you did just like. Then she like, okay, So it's just how you do it when a woman feels like, dang. especially like with me and Crystal, we done had a whole bunch of weight on us for a long time. So just for a man to step in and be that man, y'all winning.
Yeah, thank you. So you're right. You know what? Thank y'all so much. Thank you, Corey Black, for just stopping by and giving us these jewels. I just really appreciate it. Um, the night is far spent, and we just really want to talk about flirting and talk about like, are we doing it right? How can we do it better? And make sure that we all win out here.
So
We
when I go to
all win.
Starbucks, I'm actually going to Starbucks tomorrow because I got this gift card, and I'm going there and see who in Starbucks. I can't do the smile, but I could do what they said in the chat. Talk with my eyes, like.
Yes, you got to smile with your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's why I was like, I know I still got it. Like, look, it didn't go nowhere. We got it. And I've always been complimented, and this, see, I'm trying to end, but we've complimented on my smile. Kia's complimented on her smile. And I totally appreciate what he said about them complimenting us, but above the neck. That means that they're actually looking at us and paying attention to us. That's important. Yeah, thank you guys so much.
It's a special kind of man to go to Starbucks, Trey Mac. That means he like his coffee like me. Because everybody don't like Starbucks.
Right.
So again, like I said, I went to Tim Hortons the other day because Starbucks was closed. But like I said, if I know you like Starbucks, when we go out of town, we both can hit the Starbucks together. Yes. Method to my madness. I don't do Big B. I don't do certain places. Starbucks is my place. Caramel macchiato with an extra shot of espresso. There you go.
That's exactly what I'm about to do. I'm about to wrap this up so it can look like this tomorrow. Miss Creative. Y'all,
Well,
thank
we
you.
really, 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 really do love you guys.
We
So
really
yes,
do.
great. Thanks, Corey, for coming on. Next time, Trey Mac, you're gonna have to jump on and
You
give
know,
us,
listen, Trey Mac, you gonna come in. Y'all check out From Pain to Love. My Heart Belongs to Him. That is important. Go, Kia. What's the price of the book? And you can pick it up on Amazon. As a matter of fact, I have the link here for y'all. Here is the link to From Pain to Love, My Heart Belongs to Him. Please pick up your copy of Kia's book.
Yes,
Um,
and in addition to the book, make sure you stay tuned for me and Crystal. Okay, sorry, I couldn't see. I be feeling like okay. So we wrapping up. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for me and Corey got a show. So Crystal and myself, we do CMK. Make sure you guys tune in every Friday night, 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern for this show, CMK Ladies Lounge. Every Wednesday is Corey Black and myself. We got a new show called Corey versus Kia, which comes on at 9 o'clock p.m. It'll be on my channel and Corey's channel, Kia Simone and Black Made Media. You can do Team Kia, Team Corey, and then me and Crystal got something coming for you. We don't have a date yet, but we're gonna do the Tinder Swindler. So just stay tuned. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you don't miss this stuff. Okay.
so, and stay tuned because I have two shorts that are being edited right now. So hopefully a March debut, and for the next two for Only Choice and for Dinner for Two. And then I'm also writing another project, but also I'm going to be reviewing Tender Swindler. And I'm also going to be reviewing Love on Stage, the Mrs. Kev on Stage, uh, her dating show. And yeah, and there's more to come. There's just a lot more to come. And of course, on Sundays, make sure you check out Misha Allen and myself. We're going to be reviewing Ready to Love. So, y'all, thank you guys so much. We got a lot coming down the pike. Please subscribe to Kia Simone on YouTube. Please subscribe to Crystal Annette on YouTube.
And yes, I'm Team Zeke. So yes, I'm looking forward to working with Corey again as him playing Zeke because y'all love him as Zeke.
Yes, more to come from Zeke, y'all. And we got to get Corey to come back on stage. I know we've been teasing him about his voice, but listen, y'all stop asking him how tall he is. Don't worry about that. That's him. That's still a grown man. Listen. We love some Corey. Thank you guys. Thank you, Corey, for stopping by. I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it.